Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Watson and I am asking for your help. Back in 1922, my great-great-grandmother, Lou Hodge, purchased 3 lots of land in a small city on the eastern side of North Carolina. When my great-great-grandmother died, she did not have a will, so that land became heir land, which means everyone has a stake in the land pretty much. So it's been divided amongst generation after generation since her death. However, what's happened is that after she died, my great-great-grandfather took care of it, then my great-grandmother, then my grandmother, and then ultimately my mother. And so it's been doing fine, even though it was heirship land and everyone had a stake in it. The generations after her, coming down directly through my lineage, has been paying taxes on it and doing whatever was needed to keep the land in our family. Since it was heirship land, it's remained in her name, although she's been long deceased. Well, what happened was, back in 2010, my mother fell ill, and she was no longer able to pay the taxes on the land. So since the county technically doesn't care who pays taxes on it, just as long as somebody does, the land actually fell into the hands of someone that is outside of our family. Since it is heirship land, then a familial relationship needs to be established. And that needs to happen in order to have the deed actually transferred over into someone else's name. So since that has not happened and it's still in her name, there's an issue. Someone snuck in and tried to take the land, but I found out who it was. I did my research. I contacted them with a cease and desist letter stating that they had no right to the land. It was not in their family. It belonged to no one in their family, and that I would like for their mobile homes to be removed from the property. Well, they got my letter and they wrote back with a letter stating that that the county, that actually my great-great-grandmother surrendered the land in 2010. Well, she's been dead for far beyond that. And that the county actually sold it for non-payment of taxes. I'll black out their name for privacy. But this is what they wrote me after I typed up the 2-page cease and desist letter. So, because I've done quite a bit of research on this, I know that the deed has not been transferred over to anyone else's name. They do not have legal right to the land, and the land was never sold for non-payment of taxes. The reason why is because obviously I have had the taxes changed over to my name. And I mean, I can pay the taxes all day long. However, I still don't owe the land, and they can easily have the taxes changed back over to their land. So there's become this tug of war. In order for me to legally fight this, I have to establish ownership. I have to show that Lou Hodge is my great-great-grandmother, and that even though it is heirship land, there's many descendants who really have no interest in bothering with this, which I can completely understand since they're in their 80s and 90s. Then I'm willing to fight this fight. I've been doing genealogy research for the past 10 years, and I've been doing as much research as I can on my behalf to try to get this done. However, I've come to a halt. I cannot do anything else further without the aid of an attorney. I've reached out to someone who's able to help me. One of many few, that's a contradiction, one of very few attorneys who actually specialize in this area. And her hourly rate is $225. And in order for me to even hire her, I must give her $500 in order to begin work. $500 with an hourly rate of $225 is barely 2 hours of work. So that's only going to skim the surface. I'm asking for your help, not only to be able to pay for the retainer fee, but to also retain her services to get this done. There's been so many people over the years, especially Black people, who have been done wrong when it comes to land ownership. And for a Black woman in 1922 to be able to purchase land and then continue to use it and pass it on to generations after her, it makes me want to tear up. And to see this happening now, where this land doesn't belong to this particular person, it breaks my heart. And I will fight this to the end until that land is rightfully back in its place. So I'm asking for your help. It doesn't matter what you have to give, just as long as you please do give, because every little bit will add up. And I am so incredibly grateful and humbled to know that this is going to happen. That there's no other choice but for it to happen. And so I'm really coming to you for your help.